All right, device connections, that's the devices that you have. I believe you can hook up two cell phones and stream music to the speakers. One will just take over the other as you play it, similar to maybe how a Sonos speaker might work. Just different options there. This does have Apple Play or CarPlay. Voice recognition's pretty neat. This is basically an Alexa or a Siri type of response system. You use the wake up word, "Hey Hyundai." So it's actually pretty accurate. It uses AI. You can tell it to turn on the heat, turn up the temperature, turn down the temperature, turn the fan on, defrost, pretty much any of the controls on the vehicle you can control. Making phone calls, changing radio stations, specific stations, probably a lot of navigation like go home, things like that. User profiles, think you're probably already familiar with this, but it's like a computer, like you're logging into a computer. You create a profile, you choose all your settings, your seat positions, your heating and air position settings, and once those are saved, it's saved under your profile. So if you have multiple drivers, once you log in, it will set everything to your specifications. Pretty nice feature. Screen layout is really, customizing the panel. You can do gauge style. See if I can show this. You can do a simple layout, modern, classic. You can link it to the mode of driving you're doing, different styles, kind of mix and match them. Screensaver, none. You can do a clock, gives you a couple options for clocks. Split screen, kind of shows you what you want to have on that screen. Display, brightness, camera settings, kind of what you want to display when you're backing up. Blue light filter, you can turn it on. You can adjust it warmer or cooler, which is really nice. You can do it automatically or set a time. Windows has this, the Windows operating system, and if you work on a computer, you know how useful this is. Buttons, you can customize your buttons. You have the custom button navigation, custom button steering wheel. So the steering wheel is the star on the steering wheel, and the navigation is the star on the panel there. You can customize what you want it to do. This is similar to a lot of phones now have different options that you can apply to a button, like a shortcut. Actually very useful. I have not found a way to tap into these options outside of the favorite button. It would be nice if there was another way to get to these shortcuts without using the buttons on the steering wheel if you wanted to have more than just the two. The mode button on the steering wheel, that will basically switch between these devices if you have them selected. So it's actually really nice. The radio, if you have like XM radio, FM radio, if you have a USB stick with a bunch of music on it, you have your phone and Bluetooth, you can actually just hit the mode button and it'll cycle through all of those. And then you load up your favorites, and then you can also use the button, the lever on the steering wheel, up and down to scroll through your favorites. This is the volume. So quick way to get to your favorite radio stations. The other option just scans through all available stations. That's nice too. This option will swap the functionality with the volume and the tune button. So if you wanted to switch those. All right, cluster heads up display. This is actually a really neat feature. You have the brightness. You can turn that up. Cluster theme selection. I think we already went through that. Content selection. This is what displays on the cluster panel. The heads-up display will give you a hologram-like display on the windshield, and you can position that based on your seating position, and you can also decide if you want the turn-by-turn navigation, the radio stations you're listening to, call info, driving assistance, blind spot. See if I can show you that feature. You can kind of see it's on there.
There was a red carpet